Honor means family. To be honest, I don't want Yannick Ngakoue. We don't need more edge rushers. I don't want guys talking about weight snaps from BG and Nolan Smith. I would agree. There's zero reports linking Yannick Ngakoue. The only linking you get is a CBS article or an ESPN article saying best free agent fits for remaining teams. And they just pair him with Philadelphia because he would be the best fit. There's no reporting, right? So anything that says we're going after Yannick Ngakoue is a lie because
you're sure that's not on it. That's not serious. Sure. I'm seeing ESPN. I automatically think that.
No,
I know it's the dull period of the off season right now. It's just like, hey, put any name, attach it to the Eagles, boom, automatically you get readers. You get it's nothing to be said about that. It would be great, right? I mean, like, sure, there's lots of players that have been named and, oh my gosh, this person's linked to the Eagles, or how great would it be if Budda Baker or Patrick Queen or just, all these other defensive players that have come up, and even offensive players for that matter, DeAndre Hopkins and several others, but it hasn't happened. And, I don't know how much we want to get into it either, but I know the report about the Derrick Henry and Akbar Baja-Biamila saying that he ruined the deal earlier this week, which is, are you kidding me? You had the power of, oops, I leaked it too early. So then, Howie or the Titans, whoever it was, backed off going, oh, no, we shouldn't actually do this. No, come on, that's crazy. But yes, in this time especially, there's lots of rumors and there's lots of, let's just link this player to a team because it's fun and because we need to read about something or talk about something.
Sure. I mean, I'm not going to complain because we get to talk about it. Also, what's the Titans guy name? Is it Akbar? How do you say his name?
Yeah, Akbar Baja-Biamila.
I believe Akbar believes that he messed the trade up, but Akbar did not mess up that trade. Okay, just because it's not like Adam Schefter was tweeting that it was happening. If they wanted to get the trade done, they would have gotten it done. Philly was clearly in wanting a running back. They traded for DeAndre Swift. Come on. Yep. I believe he believes it. And listen, people can text you stuff all the time. Okay. Hey, this is happening. And you trust your guy. So it'd be like, okay, I believe you, but is it actually real? Not too sure about that. Tracy Ann says, you're more concerned about right guard than safety. That's tough because we all expect, I expect it to be Edmonds and Blankenship. We all love Sidney Brown, but I think right now it's Edmonds and Blankenship. For sure, Edmonds. I think he's starting for sure. We'll see about the Ghost and Blankenship. Right guard, maybe. I don't know, Josh. I have no idea. They're the two most concerning battles, but there's quotes here because it's not that concerning, but we're concerned, So it is.
That's fair. That's fair. Yep. Yeah. It's not a complete concern, but if we're looking at the roster, that's one of the weaker spots. I'm with you. I'd say they're probably both right up there. I would say maybe if I had to choose, I'm going to go safety only because I'll say it again. I am all about Stoutland and Stoutland University, so I'm not knocking him. So if there's anyone I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt, it's going to be Stout and figuring out who the right guard is, whether it's Cam Jurgens, whether it's Tyler Steen, whether it's someone else. The safety position, I'm super high. Everyone knows probably by now, Sidney Brown, I love. So yes, while it's probably the in-house favorites right now are the Ghost, Reed Blankenship, and Terrell Edmonds, I wouldn't be surprised if Sidney Brown plays his way into a starting role, even if it's not till like mid-season. But I just think that this guy, I know you did a show on his story, and there's just something special. And I'm a twin, so there's even extra hype for that. But I think he's going to be great. But yeah, maybe a little bit more concerned with safety. Maybe the question too would be, if you look at, let's add another position in there, linebacker. So if I said, are you more concerned about linebacker, safety, or right guard? Does that change anything for you? Is it a linebacker? What are your thoughts on that?
Linebacker is so hard to decide, though. It's so hard just because there isn't a veteran like Edmonds. Like Edmonds is a veteran, and Nicholas Morrow again had one good year, but is that enough to make you think that he can be like a superstar at linebacker? The problem with saying linebacker is the most concerning is that Howie Roseman is not concerned about linebacker because he never has been, right? How many times has Howie Roseman had a chance to draft a linebacker, trade for a linebacker, and get the superstar at the MLB position, and he doesn't do it? So to me, it's Howie's saying, listen, we are going to create a ton of holes on our defensive line that will be then filled by linebackers for open field tackles. If you can open field tackle, you're going to be a star in this defense. That's all you got to do. There's no block shedding. You don't have to worry about Jason Kelce going to the second level and hitting you because you're on the Eagles. You don't have to worry about Jason Kelce. So I'm sure, I think linebacker is a concern, but the idea that there was an article, I'm going to do a show note tomorrow, there's an article today saying the Eagles have the worst linebacking core in the National Football League.
Yep.
It's like, okay, again, PFF, love it. I have nothing against PFF. But their rating system can definitely be a little shaky. But how would you rate Nakobe Dean if you're PFF, right? It'd be like a Madden grade.
For sure.
Put an 85 on Nakobe Dean in Madden because we think he's going to be good this year. They're grading him off of last year, and Nakobe Dean hardly played, so then his grade has to be lower, right? So, it is what it is.
I agree. Yes. And I talked about it in the show today too. You mentioned that article, but yeah, you go into depth of it's hard to grade what you don't know. Like you just haven't seen Nakobe Dean at this level. And so now he is the signal caller. He's wearing the green dot on defense. So you got him, you got Nicholas Morrow, which is interesting. I think the Bears were like second on that list. And we did a little bit of a switcheroo with you take TJ Edwards, or they take TJ Edwards, and then we take Nicholas Morrow, and you go from second on the list to 31st, which is crazy. But still, to your point, you need more proof, like to be able to rank them that high. There's only one team that was worse, and that was the Rams. So, I don't know. It's not a crazy thing. I do think that there's some potential, but like I talked about on the show, it still wouldn't surprise me if how he were to go make a move.
Sure.
I don't know that it's going to be this drastic, crazy one. Like it'd be awesome. How great would it be if it's a guy like a Patrick Queen, or I used to say Isaiah Simmons, although he's a defensive back now. I don't know what that's all about, but something like that, a big splash. But to your point, like he doesn't value it enough to do it. So I think it would only be more of like a veteran, a proven guy who's done it for a little bit, but not at the upper echelon of his career, but just something for depth or possibly to come in and start. But that's if you go through training camp and say, oh boy, like this is not actually what we expected. There are definitely some holes here at linebacker. We need to go get somebody, but we'll see. I don't think it's dead last, but again, you can't really knock it necessarily either because you don't have something to say, hey, well, look at their tape, because they haven't really done it.
Right. Also, I do love the idea that we all thought TJ Edwards was really good, but no one thought he was like elite. And he goes to the Bears, and suddenly he's like top 5, and he was like top 7 in some list I saw. And it's like, it's like, I like TJ Edwards a lot, and I wanted to re-sign him. He got his bag and went home. So is what it is. But it's, he's not that. He's not that great. This isn't Ray Lewis, okay? It's not he's Brian Urlacher returning home for the Bears. Just to be
good for him. Good for him. But yes, it's a crazy swing from going from 31st to 2nd on the LB list.
Where do you think Jalen's arm strength ranked? Joseph said that we missed this one. We didn't miss it, Joseph. He said you missed my super chat. We didn't miss it.
I think it just took us a while to get there. I think we eventually
making sure we got it. Yep. 2 for Alfonso Gudia. Didn't have any sort of option here or a comment here, but oh wait, here it is. So he's got 2 there and then another 2. So he's got 4.
All right, got you
down.
He
said, what are your thoughts on the defensive coaching? We've talked about the defensive coaching a lot. The defensive coaching is like Nakobe Dean. No idea. Right? There's been some flashes there, but what do you even make of it, right? Nakobe Dean has a couple of good snaps against the Titans. That's what you have to go off of, besides special teams. Like the Titans game snaps, when they were blowing them out, he had a really good one-arm tackle of Derrick Henry, right? Sean decided the same way. 24th ranked defense, but he had the Bears. The Bears weren't that good. So did he turn this trash roster into the 24th best? Well, that's not the worst. Yeah, I don't know.
True.
I don't know. I have no idea.
I know. Do you look at it as glass half full or half empty? That we have to see it on the field. I think that like we've said many times, and probably most people, if you've heard any of the sound bites from Desai, or you've taken a look at any of the clippings from just the quotes that he said, he's saying all the right things. He gets you hyped up. Like, I can't wait to see this team in action. And what I love the most is you talk about the situational football and how he's going to have players ready to make plays, have the IQ in certain situations and moments. And, you could go back to Gannon. I know we knock on him a ton, but the team played really well. He struggled with the adjustments, and I'm hoping, but again, it's hope because we don't know until we actually see it, but I'm hoping that Desai puts the players in the right position saying, okay, you know what? We're going to make adjustments here because this either isn't working or they figured out how to beat us, and we'll see some better production there. Because I think that too often you saw, the defense is playing great early in the game. And then all of a sudden, what in the world? What are we doing? Why have things changed? And it was just the fact that, we're not making adjustments to theirs. So maybe we see that in all the talk about situational football. I know Nicholas Morrow and I think several others, was it Nakobe Dean and a couple other members of the defense were saying the same thing as well. So again, right now it's like, well, it sounds great, but until we see it, we won't know for sure. But I'm super hyped about Desai. I really do think that this defense can, and I'm going to say will be better than the defense last year, as crazy as that sounds, or as insane as that may be. I just think that you're going to have the playmakers like that. Now, the stats may not tell the same story because remember, we have a more difficult schedule. If you look at all the quarterbacks that we play, it's going to be a telling sign. We're going to know very quickly what this defense is going to be as soon as we start getting into that gauntlet of the QB schedule. Like that's going to be the true test for sure.